What's up? My name is Gabe, and today I want to show you guys how to answer business questions without writing a single line of code using Hex. Now, in this analysis, our objective is to answer a few simple questions. What is the average time it takes for an order to reach a customer after it's been shipped? Is our business growing and fulfilling more orders over time? And what is the percentage of customers that make more than one purchase? Before we can answer any of these questions, we are going to need some data. The data browser shows me all data connections available to use. Luckily for us, an admin has blessed this database with an endorsed status, giving me confidence that it's an approved and reliable source. One of the tables is marked as verified, also signaling that it's a trustworthy source for our analysis. Selecting this table gives me a preview, thank you Hex, and if you want, you can even see and edit column metadata and descriptions in the column tab. I can quickly add this to a project with the Add to Project button. Since we're not writing a single line of code today, we can use the table option, and now I've got this data loaded into our notebook. Let's start working on our questions. First, let's understand how long customers typically wait to receive their orders. We'll use Hex's spreadsheet calculations feature to compute the difference between the delivery date and the ship date without needing to write any SQL or Python. Hex has an extensive list of functions and operators to use with calculations, and the one we want to use is day. Subtracting the delivery day from the shipped at day will give us the delivery time for each order, which is shown in this new column. We'll also apply the absolute value function to ensure we always have positive results, accounting for any inconsistencies in the data. Lastly, let's rename our new column to delivery days, and then use the totals to display the average delivery time at the bottom of the table. And here we can see that the average delivery time is around 3 days. Next, I want to visualize the volume of orders over time grouped by the order status. Let's add a new chart to our project, and notice that Hex already has our output table as the data source. I like the look of a stacked bar chart, so I'll choose that option from the chart type. We'll place created at on the x-axis to represent time, with the time unit set to months for finer detail. The y-axis will also use created at so that we can count how many orders were made at each point in time. And lastly, I'll color by the order statuses. This actually looks pretty good to me visually and numerically, and we can see that there's an overall upward trend. If I were to switch to a 100% stacked bar chart, we can see that the number of completed orders relative to all other order statuses stays about the same. This shows that the business is growing and that we are consistently fulfilling orders. For this last question, let's take a closer look at customer purchasing behavior. Let's start with the pivot table. We'll add the user ID to the rows, and then I'll add the order ID as the values using the count distinct aggregate. This will display the number of purchases made by each unique customer. If I add a new chart cell, again, notice how Hex conveniently loads the pivot table as the data source. A histogram is a great way to visualize numerical distributions, and we can use it to show percentages rather than count. We'll add order ID count distinct as the column, and then bend the data by the column value so we can get a clean distribution. Instead of showing the raw count, we'll use percentages to get a more intuitive understanding of this distribution. And now that we've answered all of our questions, let's use the app builder to clean up this project a bit. Again, without having to write any code at all. Hex's app builder enables you to transform complex data-driven results into a digestible and engaging app. Once you've added the finishing touches, you can publish and share the app so that stakeholders can take a look at all of your hard work.